Hi everyone, it's Courtney from Schneider Driver Recruiting, joined today by my colleague Jessica. We're talking a little bit today about something that we haven't chatted about in a very long time, and it's our bilingual recruiting program. So Jessica is one of our many bilingual Spanish recruiters that we have on staff. And we're going to talk to you a little bit today about kind of the process that we take with speaking to those that have their CDL and are bilingual, and kind of what to expect throughout the application process, and then once you get officially hired and on board. So if you have any questions throughout the live today, ask them below. And if at any point in time we may not have the answer for you right away, we'll definitely answer that in the comments below as well too. So they can be asked in either Spanish or English. Jessica will help me out with the translations. So we'll kind of dive right in. So thank you for being with us. And we wanted to talk a little bit and first start a little bit about when you get somebody on the phone that's considered what we call a Spanish candidate, kind of what's a little bit of the process that you take when speaking to somebody on the phone?
Well, really what we try to do is really depending on whether you have an application or not, we like to help you and try to find a position that's going to work out for you, your family, just work out for your needs that you have at the moment. So once we're able to go over that all in Spanish, so if you're needing help with Spanish, we do have recruiting assistants and recruiters that are going to be able to help you understand the position in Spanish. So once we are able to go ahead and find that right position for you, if you do have that application already completed, then we can go ahead and get you set up with a recruiter so that you can continue on with your hiring process and go on forward into the interview. Now, if you don't have the application completed, then we can also help you along, sending you the link to the application and guiding you through the process of completing your application so that we can go ahead and get you set up again with that recruiter and be able to continue on with the interview process. Now, the interview process, it is a little bit different. We are also able to help you along and answer questions in Spanish, but there is a portion during that time that you do need to be able to complete in English. So basic questions in regards to your application, qualification questions that we do need to complete in English, but again, we're able to help you in Spanish as far as any other questions after the interview is completed.
Awesome. So I guess our follow-up question, someone might ask, why is that? So why does part of it have to be, why can part of it be in Spanish and the other part has to be in English?
Yeah, due to DOT, all of our drivers need to be able to read and speak English enough to be able to converse with the general public, be able to understand road traffic signs in the English language, be able to respond to official questions, things like that. So that's why we are needing to complete that interview in English, just to make sure that you're able to understand enough to be able to, again, be able to have that conversation with the general public.
Right.
But again, once we have that done, then we're able to answer any other questions that you might have in Spanish and help you along, again, with your hiring process in Spanish.
What would happen during a typical interview, let's say, or I should say application review, if you go through a portion of it in English with the candidate and you feel as though maybe there might need to be some extra work done or completed? How do you go about that process?
So really depending on how comfortable you are, if we are feeling like you might need a little bit more assistance, say during that interview process and you weren't able to understand some of the questions that were asked during the interview, there might be a time that we will go ahead and just ask for you to maybe go back and practice a little bit and get a little bit of help with the language, just so that you become a little bit more comfortable with it. Then at that point you can go ahead and give us a call back once you feel more comfortable, and we can definitely go ahead and try the interview again or try the application review again and continue with your process at that point.
Awesome. So they don't have to take, like, it's not required you have to take a course or anything like that, just call us back when you feel a little bit more comfortable?
Correct. Yeah, we usually do ask for you to have at least 3 months in between an application review, just because it's going to give you a little bit more time. It's just going to give you some time to be able to practice and feel more comfortable, but there is no requirements of showing that you went to a school or class course Just as long as you are feeling more comfortable,
Okay.
then give us a call. We can always try again.
Awesome, wonderful, great insight. And just a little bit more, like once again, I'm Courtney and Jessica here with our Schneider driver recruiting. We're talking a little bit about bilingual applicants today and kind of the process we go through when speaking to those that speak Spanish as well too. So you can definitely ask questions in the comments below. Leave comments, say hi. They can be in both Spanish or English. Jessica can help me with those translations. We already had a couple in. Jesus had written in, I have my CDL, but you guys don't take new drivers out of Springfield, Massachusetts. Oh, Jesus. So, so and these are great questions and comments too. We want to have you all, ask these things too. So basically, we hire drivers of all different types of experiences, whether you are brand new or you've been driving for 30 plus years. Whatever it is that we have available, go to schneiderjobs.com. If you see any CDL job in there that's listed, I'll say 3 months or less, that means that you can be put onto that position if you're a new CDL driver. If you don't see one today, that might be exactly right, Jesus, like there aren't any jobs for new drivers today, but things change so fast, so frequently, it doesn't necessarily mean that there might not be another position tomorrow or next week. So sign up for job alerts. You can get those through email or text message, and you can get an alert when new jobs are available in your area too. So keep an eye out for that, because I'm in some heavily populated area. I can imagine we get some stuff real soon. Tim also said, asking if we have dedicated that's not running Walmart, so basically dedicated positions that are not Walmart. Yes, absolutely. We have lots of different dedicated accounts available throughout the country. You can, again, search for those in those filters on Schneider Jobs and take a look at what's available. So great questions. A couple other shout outs to Oscar, Ivan, Esteban, William are all saying hi in the comments below, so thank you for joining. And again, ask questions too if you have them. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that process. We talked a little bit about the application review process if you're a bilingual candidate or driver. I wanted to talk a little bit about, so get somebody available, let's say they get through that application process. We're getting them set up for an orientation. What can they expect from, I guess, a bilingual standpoint once they get into orientation? Do they have bilingual assistants at orientation, or are they got a trainer that's bilingual? Can you kind of highlight that?
Because of the DOT regulations, we are also going to require for you to be able to complete the orientation in English. Now there are some locations, depending on your region, that there might be bilingual assistants per se at orientation, but majority of the part, like things that you will need to complete at orientation, they will require for you to be able to complete those in English language. Mm-hmm. But again, any extra questions that might come along the way, there might be that possibility that there is another person that's going to be able to help you in Spanish, but it's not all the time, just because there's not a bilingual presence in every location. Again, it just really depends on the region that you're going to be at, but it is going to be strongly required that you are able to complete the orientation in English.
Right, that's a good call out too. So we do have, some trainers and training associates that do speak Spanish, but again, like Jessica said, a majority of your training will be done in English, because that's the DOT requirements as well too. So I'm going to have you take this question. We did get a question from Oscar. So if you can just kind of answer that for me, that's okay.
Yeah, so Oscar is basically asking about dedicated routes and over the road routes that are not requiring experience. So definitely, we do have all different types of accounts available and positions available. So if you are interested, you just need to go onto our website at schneiderjobs.com and be able to complete your application.
Absolutely. And I wanted to talk a little bit too about how do you get in contact with everyone. So we have our typical 844 Pride number, which gives you the option of either pressing 1 for English or 2 for Spanish. But we also do have a direct Spanish phone number as well too. It's 888-712-1219. And we'll post that in the comments below as well too. But that phone number is a toll-free phone number that will take you right to a Spanish it's recording it first just to say, hey, you are reaching Schneider. You must be able to read and write and, to speak in Spanish and English. We'll give you that whole spiel. And then you'll be directed to one of our many either recruiting assistants or recruiters that speak Spanish. So we have a good group, but we have about 4 bilingual recruiting assistants that can kind of navigate you through the website, applying for a position, and then 4 recruiters as well too that can walk you through that application review. So it's staffed Monday through Friday. If you call on the weekend and aren't able to get a hold of anyone, there's a voicemail box that's there as well too. You leave a message to ask some questions, and then we can return your call on Monday too. So we'll put that number in the information below, and it will be updated here pretty soon on our Spanish page that we have on Schneider Jobs too. So within the next couple of days, that will be there too. But if you have any questions, it's a good place to call and talk to them a little bit about. So
yeah, so you'll be able to get all your Spanish questions answered by a Spanish either recruiting assistant or recruiter through that phone number. So don't hesitate to call that number, and again, we'll be glad to help.
Absolutely. So a couple more questions are rolling in. Robert asked, what do you guys pay per mile? This is a great question. We get that answered, or we get that question almost every line we do, because it's a popular one. That's how you make your money, right? So we pay according to experience here at Schneider. So the experience how much experience you have depends on the pay, and then the position can also be determined on how much we get per mile as well too. We have some accounts that pay per week, daily rate, a hourly rate. So everything depends on the position you're applying for, and then also depends on the how much experience you have too. So talk to your recruiter about the different positions we have too. And Jessica, I'll let you take the next question too.
So how does the sign-on bonus work? So depending on the position, it is really depends on how much you're going to be eligible for the sign-on bonus. Mm-hmm. Usually though, if a position is going to offer a sign-on bonus, it is going to be paid out pretty much the same way, which you are getting paid 4 different payments throughout the first year of employment. Mm-hmm. You usually receive about 10% after 45 days, 20% of the sign-on bonus comes after 90 days, 20% comes after 180 days, and then finally receiving the remainder 50% of the sign-on bonus after you would complete the first year on that account.
Right, absolutely, great call out. And we do have a really great program too. If you decide that you want to change positions kind of after you've been with us for 6 months, something changes at home, whatever it may be, you can definitely do so. Just keeping in mind that the sign-on bonus that you had won't follow you if you change accounts. So keeping that in the back of your brain too. So we have a lot of other, we're talking today about our bilingual process and bilingual recruiting assistants and recruiters that we have here today. I think it's a really great program. A good chunk of people, I think, from when we originally started to now, 4 recruiting assistants, 4 recruiters that are bilingual and can speak to our Spanish-speaking drivers is really awesome. A lot of great other things to come on board with too. The pay, up-to-date technology, equipment that isn't very old or, it's been on the road for a minimum amount of time so that you're getting all that up-to-date as well too. But I think it's really that on the front end service that you're getting with speaking with another recruiter. Yeah. Jessica, can you talk to us a little bit about any other things that pop up in a typical application review other than, am I speaking, if they can speak English or not? Or is there anything that pops up that you get a lot of questions about in terms of the job itself or whatever it may be, or is it more so focused on that training aspect?
A lot of questions come for the training aspect, whether how much assistance they're going to be able to get during the orientation itself. Okay. But one other question I do also get a lot is, like, if you are applying to a team position, if you are able to get a bilingual team partner.
Okay.
And, that might be a possibility, but we cannot guarantee. It just really depends, again, on who's applying and who's interested in that same position that you are interested on, to be able to get that person to team up with you. So, we can definitely try, and we can see if there is another person that's going to be bilingual that's going to be able to team up on that same position that you will be.
Mhm.
But again, we cannot guarantee that it's always going to happen.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good call out too as well. That yeah, we have a big variety of different people that are driving or coming on board. So we'll do our best to help you out and accommodate, but can't always guarantee that your teammate's going to be bilingual as well too. So good question. Do you want to answer Bernardo's question real quick?
Definitely. So I have a question from Bernardo. He's just basically saying that it's a good company to work with, and of course to go ahead and apply. So
Awesome.
Thank you so much for that, Bernardo.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Yeah, and like I said too, I mentioned before, we have a lot of great people on staff that can help you out. That can this toll-free number that we have, I'm going to mention it again, is 888-712-1219. And if you call to talk a little bit more about, if you call and you can talk directly to somebody that speaks Spanish, you're not going to get me answering the phone and not being able to understand you. So yes, lots of great options and opportunities as well. Check out our Spanish page that we have. The Spanish page is really great. It has a lot of good updates, information, so you can fill out what we call a general profile. So if you're not entirely sure about everything yet and just want to fill out your initial information before filling out an application, that's okay, because then our recruiting assistants will get that profile and can call and talk to you to see if it's a little bit more on something you're interested in. So.
Yeah. And if you just go onto SchneiderJobs.com, that Spanish page is actually going to go under the truck driver tab. You'll be able to find the Spanish page.
Yeah.
And right there you'll find the link to be able to complete your general profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually within 24 hours, a Spanish speaking person will go ahead and contact you to answer any questions and give you a little bit more information about the opportunities we have available for you, or just answer again any questions that you might have.
Absolutely. And I mentioned that phone number. The 844 Pride also works as well too. I'll prompt you to select Spanish if you want to select that. You can also text chat to 28,000. And one of our bilingual recruiting assistants will chat you if you wanted to chat in Spanish via text. It says, as long as you're not driving. That's what we're looking for on that one too. So make sure to apply. You can continue to ask questions in the comments after we go off the air today. But if you think of anything else, have any additional questions, definitely feel free to give us a call. Jessica's waiting for you. So
yeah, just give us a call. Again, we'll be glad to help.
All right, thanks guys.
Bye.